Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Salma Adillah, and I'm the student from D class. So in this video, I will talk about phonological rules, assimilation, and insertion. Okay, now let's go to the first point. What are phonological rules? Phonological rules are the rules, whether written or spoken, that control how sounds change during vocal communication. John Goldsmith defines phonological rules as mapping between two different levels of sound representation, in this case, the abstract or underlying level and the surface level. In general, phonological rules start with the underlying representation of a sound, the phoneme that is stored in the speaker's mind, and yield the final surface form, or what the speaker actually pronounced. For example, S may be pronounced as in cats, or is can basis. Phonological rules have several types, but in this time I will explain two of them. These are assimilation and insertion. So next is the definition of assimilation. Assimilation is when one sound is influenced and changed by a neighboring sound. He states that assimilation refers to all adaptive modification of segment in a chain of segments by a neighboring segment. Why assimilation happens? Assimilation can happen because of the tongue cannot always move quickly enough to get from one position to another in order to articulate the next sound, or because the mouth is too busy anticipating the following sound. In general, there are three types of assimilation that can be identified: assimilation of place, assimilation of manner, and assimilation of voice. Assimilation of place can demonstrate by red back becomes red back, where the T sound is replaced by a P sound. So we say red back. Assimilation of manner refers to when two different manners of articulation influence each other to form a different type of manner of articulation. Examples of these are the pronunciation of Indian as India. And the last is assimilation of voice. Assimilation of voice is illustrated by the pronunciation of have to with an F sound rather than the V sound. For example, have to. As the voice fricative is followed by a voiceless consonant. Besides, assimilation can be divided into two types based on the distribution of change. It can be progressive and regressive. Progressive assimilation happens when the change involves a preceding sound. For example, the S morpheme of the plural becomes Z, when preceded by a voice consonant. For example, back plus S is bags. Pencil plus S is pencils. Regressive assimilation occurs when the change involves the following sound. For instance, The sound N becomes M under the influence of a labial consonant that follows. For example, 10 minutes. And the second type of phonological rules is insertion. Insertion is a process by which one or more sounds are inserted into a word or in between words. It also can be said as inserting of syllable or non-syllabic segment. Why insertion happens? Insertions occur because of two reasons. First, preventing cluster of consonants that violate syllable structure constraint in the language. And second, causing transition between segments that have multiple incompatibilities. That's all for me. The last I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.